You're always welcome here forever.
This is like, I've been to the past home and now I'm in the new home. This is nice.
Yeah, yeah.
It's more comfortable.
You've seen all the versions of my show. You saw it when it was like un invento on a microphone on a computer.
Know.
And you saw it in an official studio, and now you saw it in my spot, in my little thing I'm doing.
Yes. I love this. This is comfy. It's cozy. You're expanding.
Little by little.
Congrats.
Poco a poco.
By the way, someone came into my shop yesterday, and I have your book in the coffee table, and he picked up your book. And he was like, "Is this book any good?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "My friend wrote it." He's like, "Oh, okay, I'll check it out." I was like,
Awesome.
You know.
I just came out with the second edition, so
Nice.
yeah, I revised it. It's all nice and pretty now, and all the main ideas are underlined, and
Yeah.
it's a little thicker now too. It's like 100 pages.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Moving on up.
moving on up, poco a poco. You know, yeah. I have an audiobook too. I don't know if you.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I haven't read. I've read the book, so you know. But if I hadn't read the book, then I would have gotten the audiobook, because it's usually easier for me.
I've been told that, and this happened to me because my godfather is an author too, and he wrote a book. So when I was reading his book, I could hear his voice. What happened when you read my, like you would hear my, he's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, literally.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Bro, me tenía partió la risa with that last series of reels you did.
Oh, the Cuban tourist.
Bro, oh my God.
But isn't it real though? It's crazy, huh?
Pete, tufo.
Because tú sabes, lo que pasa es que even if you're not a Cuban, when you've seen tourists, how they act, cuando van a los países latinoamericanos, it's crazy. It's so funny. But then you think about it, y nosotros mismos, we act like that when we go other places. Like, it's a little reflection on the tourists inside of all of us. Porque uno va a un lugar, aunque sea aquí at West Palm Beach, and you already feel like a tourist, and you're like, ay. Like,
No, but Miami's another country.
It's true.
So you go anywhere north of Hollandale Beach, and it's another planet.
It's another planet,
It
dude.
really is.
Miami is like Miami.
You go south of Homestead or north of Hollandale, and it's
Otro mundo.
seriously for real.
Otro mundo.
I just got invited to a friend of mine's podcast that's premiering on Monday, and it's a Spanish podcast. And I was telling him, Miami, bro, yeah, I'm from the independent country of Miami.
Literally. Literally.
I went to support a friend of mine who's a comedian that I had him on the show last week. His name is Laz. He's hilarious. He went to do an open mic at the Improv, and one of the other open micers, he's this Arab guy. He was like, I go to New York. New Yorkers tell me it's another country. I call my mom back in Saudi Arabia. Mommy, I'm here in New York, but apparently it's not part of the United States. Then what are you? I don't understand. I thought New York was part of... And he's like, no, I thought so too. I don't know where I am. I go to Miami, same thing. No, this is another country. You're not in the United States.
Completely.
Yo, but for real.
It's hilarious. Yes, I know. We're like a different genre.
We're another animal.
Yeah.
And you either love it or you hate it.
Yeah. It's either or. There's no in between.
Either you can't live anywhere else or you can't live here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm one of those people. I can't live anywhere else.
No, I don't think I could. I have, and it hasn't worked. I ended up here again because I love Miami with all its pros and cons. I love it.
With all its...
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
Insanity.
With all its crazy.
Yeah.
Because, I was raised here, but Miami's got a thing that kind of aligns with me. It's not for everybody, though. I get it.
Definitely not for everybody. And I will also say, in spite of the people complaining, oh my God, it's so expensive. No, that when I left Miami, my life got better. That's great. The amount of people leaving is way less than the amount of people coming in.
Absolutely.
So there's something here that's working.
Yeah.
Whether it's the weather or the lifestyle, whatever it is, something's working because everybody wants to be here.
Right now, hay un montón de gente paddling snow, y nosotros aquí estamos en chancleta and tank tops. Forget it. I'll take Miami.
I wouldn't, bro. When you see him with that pico chopping off all the ice off the windshield.
Have you seen that? No.
I'm good.
No, not for me.
I'll take La Chusmería in Hialeah.
Absolutely. I'll take mira. No. In the fact that, no.
Preaching to the choir because your company is like in Hialeah. Like
in Hialeah.
Yeah,
en una esquina de Hialeah.
Yeah, straight up.
Literally.
Like on the corner of like...
Like we have los carritos a lonchero. They are like there, the hood.
There's... there's east and esta está like right by Palm Avenue in the middle.
Donde está I'm saying literally a lot. What's up with that? Donde está el casino ahora, ahí a
right
dos
there.
cuadras
Oh my God, del hipódromo. Bro.
Classic.
That's how you know what's up. When you know hipódromo, mi tía abuela,
Classic.
Mimi, shout out to Mimi, te quiero.
Oh.
Bro, she's like, no, sí, yo estaba pasando por ahí a un medical center del lado del hipódromo. And I was like, bro, el
Que era
hipódromo.
Pasteur Medical Center when I came from Cuba. Because we used to go there. And it wasn't para las personas mayores. It was
Bro.
like we had a family plan.
Yeah.
The good old days, dude.
Pasteur,
like eran otros tiempos.
funny enough, I know a friend of a friend is the son of the guy who used to own that place, and he sold it to Sun Health for like $100 million.
Of course, dude.
There's some disgusting amount of money.
It's obscene.
Yeah.
A lot of things in Hialeah.
No, I mean.
A lot of things in Hialeah. You know, I was talking about that this morning in my stories. Te puede gustar, you may hate it, pero Hialeah is... You remember that commercial? Del... ¿Cómo era el pulguero de Hialeah antes? Opaloca Hialeah is the place to be. You know? I'm not going to go on with it because it was a little obscene, like the whole little song they made up with it. But like, honestly, it is a place to be. If you have a business, it's so central, like it's in the middle. You know, you're not too far south, you're not too far north, you're right in the middle. People can stop by, pick up, like, at least for us. So it's a really, really centralized place, and you can find everything there.
Yeah.
Like everything, desde botones de hacer canastilla de niño to like sheet metal to auto parts.
All down the same street.
All down the same street.
You go down 21st Street on Hialeah, bro, and it's like you got the metro station, tienes la botánica, Kenya's pet shop right there.
Todo.
You need some sheet metal, go see F&D.
You get,
know?
Coges un pollo, sale, coges tu plancha de metal y después al lado está New York Bakery. You get some bread and you go home. You're good.
Good to go.
Call it a day.
Hialeah. It's one of a kind.
Yeah, it is. It's intense.
I'm
not going to lie.
It's funny because when people say, oh, you're from Hialeah, I have the tendency to be like, no! But I was born in Hialeah Hospital, entonces me jodí.
No, you're there.
No,
you're there.
I'm from Hialeah.
Eres Hialeahense.
Yeah.
At heart, dog. Like, for real. You're really hardcore.
There's nothing like it in the entire country.
No, there isn't.
Nothing. Like, I can't think, even if the Bronx for Puerto Ricans or East LA for Mexicans, it's not the same. Hialeah for Cubans, it's just another animal, bro.
Did you know there was a Hialeah in Nicaragua? My friend from Nicaragua told me that there's un barrio in Nicaragua called Hialeah. And apparently it's
How did that name even transfer from Nicaragua to the United
Cubans.
States?
We take everything everywhere we go.
So what was Hialeah originally? Do you know the story?
God knows.
I don't know what
I don't know.
I'll look it up after.
I don't know. But that's what she told me. My friend from Nicaragua told me, there's a Hialeah in Nicaragua. I was like, what? Yeah, apparently we took it there.
Like in Managua or something?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Pero hay un barrio que se llama Hialeah.
Dude. There has to be
Out of all things, we would call it Hialeah.
Yeah, but my first assumption obviously would be that like los comunistas de esto took it over there, but Hialeah is in America, so that can't be.
It's ours.
So how did that end up?
I don't know.
I'm curious.
I'm curious too. Now that I mentioned it to you, I'm like, wait a minute.
You know what my next assumption is maybe like a Nica that ended up moving back to Nicaragua from Hialeah.
Probably.
Was like, mira, ve y busca Hialeah que vive ahí en la esquina.
Could be.
And it was his neighborhood, and it just kind of like.
Hay una pila de cubanos en Nicaragua.
You're right, yeah.
Hay una pila de pero no de ahora, pero no solamente de ahora, de antes. Y tú sabes que Hialeah es para los cubanos lo que es Nueva York es para los dominicanos. Y los dominicanos. Right. Cuando dicen, voy para Nueva York, they could be going to Nebraska. Pero cuando tú dices Nueva York, it's the whole United States.
I mean, that's the thing about being Hispanic in the United States. If you're from Miami, you're Cuban. If you're from New York, you're Puerto Rican or Dominican.
I know.
If you're from California or Texas, you're Mexican.
I know.
That's one thing I think about being Hispanic is that's really interesting. Like, we're the only race where you can confuse where we're from.
I know.
Because if you're white, you're Caucasian. I mean, you could get into semantics about, my grandfather was Scottish or Irish or whatever.
Right.
And if you're a Black American, you're Black.
Yeah.
But if I'm Hispanic, you can confuse and possibly get offended, right? Because
I know.
Bro, I've gone somewhere and they'll be like, oh, you're Mexican? I'll be like, le pasa sanaco este? What's wrong with you, dog?
Which is no offense, but like
no,
it's
nothing
weird
against Mexicans.
Right, but they assume everybody's Mexican, and it's like, what's that? No.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny because speaking of which, cuando yo vivía en Arizona, there's this Mexican. She was a Mexican American, which I like to make the difference.
But that's not fair. You're in Phoenix. That's like Mexican territory. That's like literally right
Mexican.
next.
Yeah, but she didn't know Cubans spoke Spanish.
I don't know what to say about that.
I don't know me either. Let's move on.
Oh my God, that's so funny. So, but going back to another thing, I think you and I have talked about this, like when we texted each other one day. I don't like being called a Latino at all. I reject it.
I've learned to grow to like the term. No, to live with the term. I much rather do Hispanic just because I was raced with the term.
Yes.
I'm more comfortable with it.
100%.
Quite honestly. I've learned to live with Latino just because it's so broad now. But
I get
agree.
it. But even like New York Puerto Ricans and New York Dominicans identify themselves in that, and they're actually closer to us than they are to like the term Latino.
Yeah.
If you're talking Latino, how many languages came from Latin? Romanian, Italian, Portuguese,
Agreed.
Spanish, French. So, oh no, Latin America, because you were derivative of Latin.
Right.
So why don't you call French people Latinos?
Exactly.
Why don't you call Romanians Latinos?
Exactly.
So that doesn't make any sense. Hispanic to me is a little more accurate because we derive from Spain. I get it, you know?
Y hablamos español.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then you could even, but here's my, okay, you want to call Latin America,
Right.
Latinos. Cuba, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic is not a part of that.
Right.
And then if you look up the literal definition, the first country that was settled in Latin America was Haiti. ¿Qué tiene que ver los haitianos con esto?
Right. What's going on?
You know? Oh, entonces los haitianos son latinos, pero los franceses no. It's like,
Right.
dude, what are you guys talking about? Make up your mind.
It's a whole arroz con mango.
I just prefer, and I correct people. No, que tú eres latino. I'm like, can you call me Hispanic? I'd appreciate it.
No, yeah. I think it's a matter of preference. I prefer Hispanic.